Hey, good night, my people. What's up? Hope and trust that all is going good. Today is what? Tuesday, the 28th day of July, 2026. And the time now is 9 minutes before the 11 p.m. hour. I was just reading something on Facebook or going through Facebook, and I came upon somebody or an article or posting congratulating somebody who was made the chairman of a statutory body. Now, I could have used the post, but I decided not to do it. My mom used to tell me, if you don't have nothing good for say, don't say nothing. And I believe to a certain extent I should take that advice no at this point. It's not that I can't post it as I said or speak directly, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that at this stage. When I read the post, my mind ran on Willy Wawa. That's my boss there and my backdrop. Congratulations, Wawa. I think you're in the finals. I wish you all the best and hope that you win. Just go and do your best and leave the rest. I know you're a man like that. You're a strong man mentally, but congratulations. Willie Wawa sang, in my opinion, one of the best calypso songs I've heard in my lifetime. I think the name of it was is Democracy. Um, And when I read the posting of the person who was appointed to the chairman position of this organization, my mind ran on that song. Willie Wawa. There's a particular verse in there that came to my mind. Let me try something and see if it works here. Let's go. One day, your job, you must pay your allegiance. And then, the big guy, you quiet, shut up your mouth. Otherwise, if they fish coming with money, kick you out. They probably like everybody know and they see there's no secret well, we didn't got the what we shall be put in the country's duty. But you did not talk to the world. Why look who I'm on talk time? You can't do something. When you're wrong, you're right. Over the head of my down. No, 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 no. Over the head of my down. No, 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 no. Boy, Democracy. One of the best tunes I have heard in my lifetime. I don't know everybody can have their opinion, but that's the great Willie Wawa. Boy, that song, every time you hear the song, it does something. But as I said, as he said in the tune, if you want to get a job, you have to throw everything out, your conscience and all, because even when they're wrong, they're right. Um, I don't know. I am who I am, and I'm going to remain who I am. I'm not going to change. And I do these recordings sometime just to go on record, so that it can't be said that somebody didn't say. That's the main reason why I do these recordings. It must not be said that it was not said. Whether people act or don't act, that's another thing. I don't stress myself over that. For me, I believe that when a citizen, a person, a resident, bring upon the state certain things, I believe that they should be banished. That's me. I'm not God. God said to forgive 70 times 7. And in another, don't forgive in this circumstance. But I believe that it is by taking these steps where persons, other persons, and generations to come understand that there is a standard. And if the standard is not kept, this is what is going to happen. That's how I look at it. I remembered one time I was talking to Harold Lovell. on the radio. And it was about the sale of some lands on the western side of the island. Now I'm speaking in that language again because I don't want to be direct at this point in time. But the lands were sold on the western side of the island. And they were sold for an amount. Shortly after, the government changed from UPP to Labour, and the incoming government or the new government sought to buy back these lands. And what the land was sold for versus what they were selling back the land for to government was criminal, in my opinion. Criminal, in my opinion. So when I was talking to Lovell, it was a night. I never forget it. I was driving up on the road, the utility drive, just in the region of the Horse Rock. I pulled over. I was on my way to Blizzard, and he was on the radio. And he thought he had me, in my estimation. He thought he had me when he said, "Well, we sold the land at whatever price we sold the land at based on advice that we would have gotten." And I knew that because I had all the documents in them. I'm not asking questions that I don't know the answer for already. And I smiled. I said to him, "You're right." I said to him, "You're right. So if you want to use that as the excuse, all right." That's what the professional said was the value of the land. But I knew this land that I live on now, I bought it at a higher price per square foot as opposed to beachfront land. So I knew, well, I thought to myself, let me put it that way. I have to be careful nowadays. That if I knew that, people who are brighter than me supposed to know that. And I leave that there. I lost respect for the person who advised the then government as to the value of the land. Because I know it could not have been. I thought it was a crime against the state. I lost respect for that person. And in my mind, I know if I had anything to do, he could not have gotten another job from government based on what was done. He just could not have gotten another job from government because I believe then, and I still believe now, that that was a crime against the state, what those lands was sold for. So when I read on Facebook this person who was made the chairman of a particular board, those thoughts came back to me. Willie Wawasang, that incident came back to me because that person sat on a board for a government entity. And the government entity is all but destroyed. And I have not heard any time that this person stood up on that board and said, "Look, what y'all are doing here is wrong. This is always costing the people by extension, what y'all are doing here, and what y'all are doing to this institution." And y'all know me. In a democracy, if the majority is going down a road that I believe it is not good, and I'm sufficiently moved because I understand the concept of collective responsibility, I'm resigning. I'm not going down the road with nobody. I never heard that this person resigned from the board. Monies was paid out from that state-owned entity, and as I said, we're gonna find out soon for now if it is dead, which I believe it is dead. And when I read this stuff, I said to myself, wow, that mash up over there, it'll put them in a higher position over here. I don't know the person. And that's why I didn't use them as the backdrop because I don't want nobody to say this. I hear a lot of people commending the person and I'm saying to myself, what a shame. Because to my mind, that person is being rewarded when they ought not to be rewarded because they did not stand up for the state, for the country, for the citizens at large, being a state entity, when they must have known what was happening is wrong. And if they did not know that what was happening was wrong there, where they're going to is going to be if they didn't know what they were in, what they were a part of, what the minutes would show they might have been present, etc. If they didn't know that was wrong, woe be unto where they're going now. But then again, as Wawa said, when you get a job, when you look on job, when you want a job, you throw everything. You throw everything. And to me, that's a shame. Again, as I said, I don't know the person. But we have got to start to set standards around here. And to the best of my knowledge, I don't know that the person resigned their position. As a matter of fact, if my memory serves me correct, an idiot who was the deputy was replaced by her. She then became the deputy. And after that time, certain things would have happened. I wanted to go on record and to be one who say that lady, in my opinion, is not deserving of being the chairman of where she's going. And not only she's not deserving to be the chairman where she's going, I don't think that she should serve on any other state board in this country based on what happened and where she's coming from. And again, I'm saying that to say the fact that she never resigned based on what was happening says that she went along with it. Said that she went the collective responsibility, she's with it. And I don't think not only her, as the individual who served on that board, none of them should serve on another board in this country, another state board in this country. None of them. What you see, that's politics in Antigua. And as I said, when I do these recordings, I don't really do them. I do them to go on record because it must not be said that it was not said by somebody. Take care, my people, until we come together again. Bless up yourself. Your job, you must pledge your allegiance. Yes, turn your head when you see corruption. Yeah, why are you not talking about? Why is this? Speed and kick you. Like everybody knows the CS2 within what we shall be put in the constitution, but they are not talking about proper smoke your pipe. What a thing. What the hell? No. What the hell? No.